Hello everyone, this is Danish, and today I am going to be creating a video for a special request by a lot of members. When they finish these courses, then they apply for jobs, and when they usually get a call, maybe they haven't been active for a little while and they want to do a quick summary. So this video is going to be a very quick summary by just talking and kind of like, re-summarizing the courses that you have already took. So this video is for people that are already in the help desk course and they finish all other courses, and now this is the time they're getting calls and quickly they can just generate some answers in their mind by taking these courses. This is not an interview questions video, just to clear that. This is a video based on the courses, and it's just a summary of the courses that I'm going to go quickly. So the first one is a help desk entry level to specialist. You took this course. Now if I go down, I'm going to go quickly by here, the all-in-one scenario. So the course is based on a real world scenario where first in the scenario based unit you saw us doing some of the things like printers and some talking about basic troubleshooting, LCDs and stuff like that, and then tuning up computers. These are the things that you basically saw in this video. And then we have practice labs where we tell people that, hey, you can do a practice, hands-on practice, and probably you have done that also. Now, common help desk problems or requests and how to solve them. This is where you basically see common stuff like basic plug and play kind of thing. In this we showed you that. Now if you go down to the learning path, there's not much to it. This is more of a course introduction and essential customer service skills and soft skills. In this we have provided 10 it's a 10 soft skills PowerPoint. They are very important for people to take and look at it, because these are the things that you will need other than technical stuff. So in this basically you will learn about customer service skills, how to talk to other people, behavioral skills, and some of the like time management kind of things. Okay, in help desk operations, this is where you learn about just the overall operations of what we do and how things are done. So sometimes we may not have videos on this. We probably send you somewhere like a book or something to read on that. Skills for troubleshooting computer problems, A+ learning by Professor Messer, and labs. Now in this basically we tell people that you don't have to finish the whole A+ to start your IT career, because if you're taking this course you don't want to get distracted by taking an A+, which is another big course, and A+ is kind of like the starting point for everybody. But like we say, this is why we created this course, because A+ to us is kind of that way, is also outdated. Not outdated, it's just you have to do it, but it's really not beneficial when you're not seeing too much reality in the courses. So this is why we created our course, and we still tell people that look, people are going to be asking all these A+ type of certifications, so you should at least put in your resume that you're in progress or you're in process to getting the A+ certification. Advanced troubleshooting. In this basically we showed you how to use some of the tools on the desktops, or maybe you can use it on the server environment, and how to use it specifically to look at every data that is being processed in the computer. Like for example, connections. You go to the browser and then you see what connections are being used behind the scene, or maybe some services just started with that action that you have done, and then we showed you how to recode all of this type of stuff. In virtualization, we tell people that so many companies are moving away from hardware. Servers are becoming virtual, and now virtual is becoming cloud. So it's a kind of mixed type of environment. In this, we also showed you one of the tools, VirtualBox. We basically showed you how to install that and then use it on your computer and then practice. Active Directory training and group policy. Now in this Active Directory training, this is where we took you to another mini course, which is also on the front page. So this course is pretty big. We're not going to put every single thing in one course. So this is where we basically took you to the Active Directory course, and you learned about Active Directory, user password resets, how to add a user, how to add a computer, how to join a member to a group, how to add a new user, change their title, how to change a group name. All that stuff you learned that in Active Directory. How many times you went to interview and somebody asked you, do you know how to add a user in Active Directory? Basic. This is something that when you finish this course, you should be able to answer that with no problem. Now, IT documentation, very important one, and for help desk or any entry-level IT folks, you probably have to do this on a regular basis, updating your documentation. So in this, we showed you how to, use the documentation, some of the online communities we take you over there, and then you play around with some documentation stuff. Outlook email and web filters. Now, Outlook email, of course, you can get away with that because so many other users are using that. As a user, you're going to be getting called with Outlook. 100%, I can tell you that you're going to get a call if you're working in a normal environment where you're in IT support or entry-level support and you're working with a Microsoft Outlook environment. You are going to get the calls by slow Outlook, Outlook being crashing, upgrading Outlook. These are the things that you have learned in this. Now then, we took you to another site where you can do some official Microsoft training from them. Browser troubleshooting, again, just like Outlook, everybody uses browser. People are going to call you for browser. My browser is slow, I don't see some text, text is bigger, browser went or all the screen, I can get back to my screen, but they just hit some hotkeys. You just need to know your browsers better than users, how to reset them, how to change, how to clear the cache and stuff like that. In this, you learned about that. Basic web servers portal training. In this, we tell you that as a help desk, you may not be dealing with too many web servers kind of things, but as a help desk, you may be trained on specific tasks. So it's better to know some of these, servers like IIS is pretty well known in company, and you just need to know how to reset the app pools and things like that. So you play around in this video. You will play around with the server and stuff like that. Software installation and deployment. This is a modern world right now. I don't know if you're not using any software deployment tool, then something is wrong in that IT department. Somebody needs to tell them you either need to use a PDQ or SCCM or some other tool to really start deploying some basic softwares to many machines, or some basic software. So in this, you learned about automations, you learned about some normal questions like, my Java is outdated or something like that, and then you just go to your server and boom, everything is up to date. You just call them, hey, your things are up to date, can you test it? So, and some, of course, you don't just do that. In this videos, you learn about how to do it, how to correctly do it. Desktop imaging, of course, that's another part of, as a help desk, you may get 40, 100, 200 machines to upgrade from Windows 7 to 10. Now, after 10, you're gonna get more. So that in this, you learn about, how to upgrade machines on a network using some other tools like VM and built-in tools and stuff like that. Now then, going to inventory, of course you can get away with that also. If you're working with 300 to 400 machines, how are you going to manage all these different type of operating systems, keys, all that kind of stuff? How are you going to do that? And this, you learn about using one of the tools, PDQ and Spiceworks, and we showed you how to do it. So in this, you should be able to answer some of the questions like, somebody's walking by you and say, hey, how many Windows 7 machines do we have? How many 64-bit machines do we have? Are you going to go to a computer, turn them on and do it single, like manually? Of course not. You're going to need to have some kind of tools. So this is where you use that. File and share access, and of course, if you're dealing with any type of operating systems, you need to know about how to share files, how to access, and all that kind of stuff. And this, you learn about that. Networking, of course, we don't teach anything about networking, but we will tell you that Professor Messer have the best networking videos, so we just take you over there. You just learn all about networking. That's some boring stuff. I don't call Professor Messer videos boring. They're really cool, but I'm just saying that the whole idea of learning about topologies and things like that stuff is boring in any courses. Operating systems, of course, you need to know about your own operating system, what you're going to be dealing with, what your users are going to be dealing with. So Windows 10, patch my PC. We just show you some free stuff, open source stuff, and open source are free. Some are kind of like limited free. So as a help desk, you just need to know, yes, you do have to find out some cool tools for yourself, and then this is what makes you an IT person, because then you know how to use a combination of tools together. Printers, of course, if you're working in a company, you have to deal with printers, other stuff like LCD and all that kind of stuff. Operational procedures, this is where you kind of like see the physical side of day-to-day job, where what do we do physically? Is this something that we have to run around 24/7? No, there are some other things you can do physically, just of course you're not going to be chilling in the gym, but yes, you can take that 30 minutes and walk around and stuff like that. But other things, yes, we do some other things in a physical day-to-day job in IT. So other things that also Professor Messer covered, that mobile, of course, mobile devices, tablets, these are very common now, and you know, how do you troubleshoot it remotely and all that kind of stuff. This is also covered in here. Security, antivirus, and of course, if you're working in a company, you're going to be either using some kind of security server, antivirus server, or something to use that. So we also show you that. Remote help desk and VPN. Oh my God! And how many times you're gonna have to answer the VPN and interview questions and help desk learning, because all these companies are getting so many people started working remotely now, and people are getting liking this idea of letting the user work from home and from anywhere. So VPN and a remote help desk is going to be like, that's going to be becoming a pretty normal thing in our day-to-day life as a IT support. Okay, basic OS walkthrough, then we go back to the OS operating system again. At the end we show you our own tools, how we do how do we use our tools, so then you can actually take our skills and just apply it anywhere you want to. Lastly, you need a certificate to show that in your interview, and that's it. I would like to say good luck. I know I went through really fast, for like more than 50 hours of content. Probably that's more than 70 hours right now. So I went through that like breeze. So of course, if you are interested, you need to be if you went like I did, like next, you finished it, of course, then most of these things will not make sense to you. You need to really go back and finish it. People who have finished it, this video probably will help them. I hope so. All right, thank you so much, and see you guys in a different video.